Network Africa. Kenya's Electoral Commission Chairman Wafula Chebukati urges the nation to vote in tomorrow's poll as Kenya's Supreme Court fails to hear a case on postponing the rerun election. 8 opposition MPs in Uganda Parliament return $8,000 bribe money for age limit bill. And Rwanda recalls its ambassador to France, Jacques Kabale, for consultations. Hello and welcome to the program. I am Ayotunde Balogun. And we begin in Kenya as we continue to follow new developments springing up in the country for Thursday's presidential rerun election. The Supreme Court was unable to hear a petition today that called for the postponement of the repeat election after human rights activists argued that the country wasn't ready for the poll. Chief Justice David Maraga said not enough of the court's 7 judges were available to hear the case, including the Deputy Chief Justice too, as gunmen attacked the car and bodyguard on Tuesday belonging to the Deputy Chief Justice. So, tomorrow's rerun is expected to go as planned, while the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission, IEBC, confirmed that opposition leader Raila Odinga's name will remain on the ballot paper despite the fact that he is boycotting the election. President Uhuru Kenyatta, who won the August election before its annulment, has made it clear he wants the vote to go ahead amid fears of Mr. Odinga's boycott, which some say will undermine the credibility of any victory.
Following the events of last night, which are in the public domain, the Honorable the Deputy Chief Justice and the Deputy President of the court is not in a position to come to court. The Honorable Justice Ibrahim is unwell and is out of the country for treatment. The Honorable Justices Ojwang and Wanjara are not able to come to court. The Honorable Justice Njoki Ndung'u is out of Nairobi and has been able to get a flight back to Nairobi in time for the hearing of this matter. That leaves Justice Lenaola and I as the only judges present. As the 2 of us cannot form a quorum under Article 163(2) of the Constitution, this matter cannot therefore be heard this morning. It's accordingly adjourned to a date to be taken in the registry. Once again, my apologies to all of you. Thank you.
In the meantime, opposition leader Mr. Raila Odinga has called for a major political rally in the capital ahead of the election, where he is expected to make a major announcement. About 1,000 of his supporters have been protesting in the western Kisumu city, despite the governor of Nairobi's order to the police to prevent him from addressing a mass rally at Uhuru Park. The governor of Kisumu County said that people will be justified in rebelling if tomorrow's presidential election rerun goes ahead. Amid fears that the election could delve into violence, police authorities have been stationed just outside the headquarters of the Electoral Commission that is based in Kenya's western Kisumu city, which is also the stronghold of the opposition NASA. Yet there's concern that the heightened political environment could lead to violence similar to the 2007 poll, which left over 1,600 people dead and thousands displaced. According to Kenya's constitution, if the vote for whatever reason doesn't hold tomorrow, it must be held before November the 1st. Now, to discuss the political situation in Kenya, Dr. Ferdinand Otto, a lecturer of the Political Science Department of the University of Lagos, joins us now. Dr. Otto, welcome to Network Africa.
Thank you very much.
All right, looking at the latest developments from Kenya, the Chief Justice David Maraga says the Supreme Court is unable to hear a petition calling for a delay on the presidential rerun as a quorum of the judges were informed. Why do you think the judges didn't turn up for the hearing of this case?
Well, the issue is that having seen what happened to the deputy chief judge, whose bodyguard was shot yesterday, I think the judges are becoming very insecure, so to say. Of course, pressure must have been brought to bear on them not to appear in the court, because come and postpone the election will also trigger some other issues. So I think that is the reason why the judges were not able to appear in the court. They are afraid, that nobody knows what is going to happen to them. If the bodyguard, the person who is detailed to protect the deputy chief judge, was shot yesterday, then other justices, they became afraid. But having said that, I also want to say that the justices of the Supreme Court of Kenya should be commended in the first place for the action they took after the first election. And you know very well that it's not easy in Africa for you to defeat an incumbent president. So what the justices of the Supreme Court in Kenya did was a very bold attempt and a very good action that was taken, and which, of course, is to strengthen further the democracy in Africa. So that is that on that issue.
The main opposition leader, Raila Odinga, has already said that if the elections go on and there's violence, the President Uhuru Kenyatta should be blamed for that. What do you think about this? No,
Jomo Kenyatta, two of them should be blamed. In fact, my own personal view is that Jomo Kenyatta, as the incumbent president, has a coercive instrument. Odinga is not the president. So for Odinga to be making some of those utterances, all those pronouncements, calling his voters to come out and protest and so on, is calling for violence, and it is not good for Kenya. It is not good for Kenya. I think ECOWAS sub-region, the ECOWAS member state, should call Odinga to order, because most conflict in Africa, it is usually through election. And I don't think Kenya has learned from the 2007